Okay, so good morning, judges. This is our project on basically sentiment analysis. We are trying to make life simpler. We're trying to bring out the dynamic voice of the society. We're trying to bring out the voice of the society today and not of the previous months or years. What the society thinks of things today, that is going to be depicted in our project. So basically, let's just go over the project idea in a little bit, all right? So basically, the voice of the public, the voice of the society, that's what this project is going to provide you with. Now, everywhere and everything we want to do, we want to contrast and compare things. We want to buy headphones, you want to compare and contrast. You want to buy, let's say, dinner, you want to compare and contrast restaurants. You want to buy a house, you want to compare and contrast localities. Again, there are an infinite amount of examples where you can compare and contrast things. So, at least for me and a lot of people I know, we would always go for that first when we're trying to make an informed decision. So that's one thing you can do here. This project is going to tell you what the society thinks of things today. So let's just look at how the Rajasthan Hackathon is doing right now. Rajasthan Hackathon and basically what we are doing right now is we are getting all of those Twitter tweets which are representing the intelligence, which are representing the current thoughts of people, and we're trying to represent them into basically in a concise visual form which the user can understand. So it does take a little bit of time because we're taking in a lot of tweets here, but again, the result is just as much fruitful, so it's really worth the wait. So the first graph here is going to show you the categorical segmentation. So what we found here was that we found 45 of the neutral ones, neutral tweets, and we found 45 of the positive tweets. I suppose there's not as much of negative tweets, so you don't see it over here. The popularity percent is 100% because there are no negative tweets. Again, you can check out the tweets over here, all positive and negative. Of course, negative is gonna come up with an empty one because I'm sorry, I'm not really manipulating this, but it seems to be that there are no negative ones here. This is the first time I'm actually seeing that. Okay, so that's all these things. About this graph, you can really see over the past 10 days how your hackathon has been doing, right? So on 13th March, basically up until I think 17th or 18th March, because the hackathon wasn't really trending all that much, so the tweets weren't really that active. After that, it just takes a leap, whole leap on 19th of March. So basically, this is depicting over the past 10 days how your hackathon is doing, and really, it can be anything. It can be people, it can be politicians, it can be restaurants. There are an infinite amount of possibilities. All right, so let's just because there were no negative ones. Let's just see one more here. Let's say we wanna check out let's say TeamViewer. That's a software, and we can check that out. So let's search it, and all right, let's go for it. So there's a lot more to this project than just these fancy little graphs, right? So basically, when I put in TeamViewer, it automatically detected any similar softwares that can be detected, right? So basically, TeamViewer is currently competing with all of these softwares. Let's suppose you entered some politician's name here, and what this thing is going to do is it's going to show you all of the related people who you can compare these graphs with. So basically, you can compare trends, and you can basically select one of these, or you can enter your own query here. All right. So as you can see, we have a 70% popularity graph here, and again, there are a few negative ones here, a few positive ones, and a few neutral ones. We can actually see all of these, right? Negative, positive, and negative. All positive and negative. And this is the positive versus negative graph. Last time we only saw the positive one mostly because the negative one was really closing up to the x-axis. Alright, so one more thing that our project can do here is basically placate the implacable. We can target the people who give negative reviews on something. Let's suppose that this hackathon was getting negative reviews. Of course it isn't really, but supposedly if it was, or let's suppose that if some politician is using this application and he's getting negative reviews, he can really look at the people, exactly their IDs. He can look at them, right? So these are links to their profiles, and he can go over them, and he can really check out their queries, and he can really check out their problems, and maybe he can do something about them. Maybe he can fix them, and maybe you can turn those negative reviews into the positive reviews. So that's one thing you can do with this. You can placate the implacable, and also you can see the similar people and softwares or projects from the same domain. I've already covered that. That's something you do over here. Now let's just go over it quickly, how really you can compare it. Let's suppose you want to compare it with AnyDesk. That's another software that TeamViewer is competing with. So all it's going to do is, again, TeamViewer's tweets and data are already fetched, so it's not going to fetch them again. It's going to save that bandwidth for you, but at the same time it's going to fetch those for AnyDesk. So while those are fetching, we can just wait for the graphs to show up, and this is the comparison graph, right? So basically what we're doing here is we are comparing here. This is the TeamViewer hashtag and this is the AnyDesk hashtag, and really we can see the legend is given over here. We can see that these are the negative ones, these are the positive ones. So which one seems more positive? Well, these graphs can be kind of complicated sometimes, right? Since this is TeamViewer's positive one is the orange one, TeamViewer's negative one is this cyan one, and again AnyDesk's positive one and AnyDesk's negative one as well. So maybe you just want to see the positive ones, right? So what you can do is you can just click on these just negative ones, and you can just remove those from the graph. Now you only see the positive ones. So you can really, in the blink of an eye, you can compare. All right, so these many people are favoring TeamViewer, and these many people are favoring AnyDesk, and really I can decide for myself that all right, I want to go for this software, I want to go for this one, of course, because it's got a lot more positive reviews. So in this case, yeah, definitely, and the positive graph of course shows that. So I suppose that's really what our project is targeting. It's providing conclusive result where the user can analyze the society's opinion in one go. So it's really the society's current opinion, not the past opinion, the current opinion of the software, of the person, or the restaurant, anything, right? And it's really easy to analyze thousands of tweets when one gets overwhelmed by the large amount of tweets with different opinions in front of him, and he can't really decide what he wants to do with them. He can't really go in either direction, because some of the tweets are going to send him in the left direction, some of the tweets in the right direction. But again, we don't want to create any more ambiguities in the mind of the person. We just want to make it better for him, right? So really we're providing conclusive result, and I guess it can be the start of something really, really big, where you can just go on, and you're going to get your answer, you're going to get the society's answer. So you can make things better, you can make the future better, you can make people understand your side better, right? Because you can check out the negative reviews, you can probably try to help these people understand your side, or you can help them in any way that can turn your review positive, basically. So again, thank you for your time, and this was our project on sentimental analysis for the society. Thanks.